We all know that poverty is a problem here in our country. Not just in our country, basically, but also in the whole world. You can see poverty everywhere, in the city streets, under the bridge, almost everywhere you can see poverty. We all know that poverty is not having a material possession or income for a person's need. So, what is the main cause of poverty? The main cause of poverty are low growth elasticity of poverty reduction, weakness in employment generation, and the quality of jobs. No. Failure to fully develop the agriculture sector, high inflation during crisis periods, and high levels of population growth. I know God, He didn't really want us to have difficulties in life, but He need to do it because He want us to fight, be brave, and learn from it. But some of people are losing hope in their lives. They settle this situation as a poor people. Some of them they are not looking for a way to be for a successful life because they believe that there is no hope when you are poor. Some people who are in poverty are living in a small tent, in an open ground, or they are homeless. Poor people are living somewhere like in any road. So when there is a heavy rain, um, flood, or any calamity, they are moving somewhere. So as a human, I want to remind all of you that we are all equal in this world. God made us very equally, and He made us very beautiful. There's a beggar somewhere in the Philippines and they are living in the road. Some people call them as a squatter. Some policeman is kicking out the beggar out of their place and I feel so sad because they are human like us. So we should respect them too. They are in a difficult situation, but it doesn't mean that they don't deserve our respect. We should treat them in a good way and treat them as our friend because humans are equal. In the road, when I was walking alone, I saw a homeless man and he asked me, Ne, barya lang. In that one simple sentence, I realized that I was so very lucky for what I have right now in my life. Imagine the man is homeless, asking for money, shelter, and foods. But how about us? We have clothes, all shelter, and also we eat 3 times a day. We should be thankful. As a student, we should help them, and we need to be a good Samaritan for them. You should share your knowledge and blessing to the poor people like them. So, how can we help them? It will be difficult and we will take a lot of sacrifices for us to help them. Having a free education campaign for the homeless will take a lot of sacrifices and devotion. To teach them for free, we will be needing volunteers who are willing to teach them since we are doing it for free. There's a lot of barriers stopping children from going to school. Many families can't afford to send their children to school because they need to work. They deserve to have a free education, not just for education. They also need the school supplies to do so. We will be raising charity for them to have a free education. You may all be wondering, why are we doing this? They know how hard life is. We should be thankful since we are currently living in a stable life as it is. They have the rights to learn more, such as we are. They need a work, even a community service that can pay them well, is enough for them to afford a rent for them to support their families. So don't belittle the poor people because we are all equal or same in the eyes of our God. The poor people will more likely work hard than anybody else. When they are having knowledge to do so, they will more likely to achieve something more than anybody. Because I'd rather be an idiot who works hard to learn and achieve something than a genius who is lazy and doesn't know what to do with his knowledge. Poor people, they may look like a trash, but we don't know what inside their hearts. Unlike the other people, like rich people, rich kids. Yes, they are rich, but people, they are rich people, but some of them are have a bad attitude. We are the problem. Who is society? Who is society? Of course, us. Our world is full of discriminations. Some people belittle others. That's why our society is being like this right now. We have extreme poverty. Children died in hunger every 10 seconds. Some people said that poor people are not able to speak out in government because they have no powers like money, and they are judged by being so dirty in physical appearance. But for me, the most important is the love for each other. They might think luxury is the opposite of poverty, but it's not. According to Eke Chukwu Izwakor, neatness and cleanliness is not function of how rich or poor you are, but that of mentally and principle. It's not about what the physical appearance is. It is about how big your heart is. The poor cannot afford the best lawyer to fight for them because lawyers only see them as a dirty poor people. The lawyer have insufficient knowledge or experience. Another example is the insurance is not enough to cover up the bill in the hospital. Therefore, we must do something about the insurance of the poor, or as I've said earlier, we will give them we will give them a job to save enough money for their own use. So, how can we overcome poverty in the world? In our society, we need to help each other if there's a need because humans are the hope of our country. We should show and share our knowledge to those people who can't go to school because of poverty. We need to educate ourselves first. We need discipline. Look for a better work and negotiate with the other people. Do a little research and see what the other people in your field are getting paid. If you're already got a work, start a budget for every day for the needs of your family. Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society, in every family. Kofi Annan said. According to the Rappler's latest stories on the uh, Philippines poverty, March 2018 number shows a significant improvement after a spike in the December 2017 survey where self-rated hunger was 15.9%. We need to improve more. The farmers, they are planting, etc., but they can't even eat. We are losing our farmers simply because being one is to be condemned to poverty. If there's no farmers, we have no foods to eat. It can affect all the peoples in our country, and it can affect some children, can affect their health. Here in the Philippines, we have discrimination. Sometimes we are selfish. Some of us are still complaining about what we already have. We didn't know that there's a lot of poor people inside our house knocking and asking for food and help. Even though they are poor, let's remember that we are all equal in the eyes of God. We all have freedom, we have the right to speak out our feelings, our opinion, because we are all human. We deserve to be loved. We are all important. Don't discriminate or judge the poor because they are trying their best to be in a successful life. Some of us didn't know what their feelings is. They might get sick and hungry like us. We the lucky people. We should share our blessings to the others because God, He will give us more blessings. There is a higher form of hierarchy, and that is the hierarchy of spirit. When I stand in front of a person, I stand in front of a soul, and I have met magnificent souls in bodies possessing no money, as well as parched and shallow souls in bodies bathed in riches. In the same life, I have met magnificent souls in bodies bathed in wealth, as well as parched and shallow souls in bodies that are impoverished. I am tired of people busying their minds with hierarchy based upon money, because this form of hierarchy is primitive. Meanwhile, there um, meanwhile, there is an altogether higher form of hierarchy that is of the soul. As your judgment and woman based upon the riches, I laugh at your primitive form of judgment. When I stand in front of human, I stand in front of a soul. Joy Bell said, "We need hope for our country. You should trust yourself to stand even if you have no money, but you really know yourself that you have a big heart."